Meeting to order. Join me for the pledge.
So the cars are done last.
Dr. Dawson.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Interesting. Thank you.
Okay, welcome to the regular City Council meeting of August 12, 2024. We'll start with a roll call, please.
Weber,
Here.
Houston is excused. Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Versada,
Here.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen.
Here.
Next, I need a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 6-0. Next, we move to the public comments. There's nothing tonight, right?
Nothing, Mayor.
Okay, thank you, sir. Then we would next move to the proclamations. I have two of them. First one is the National C-Trax Think Train Week. Whereas C-Trax Think Train Week is to be held across the U.S. from September 23rd to September 29, 2024, whereas 2,192 rail grade crossing collisions resulted in 765 personal injuries and were responsible for 248 fatalities in the United States during 2023, and whereas 1,378 pedestrian trespassing casualties have occurred in the United States, resulting in 663 pedestrians being killed and another 715 injured while trespassing on railroad property rights of way during 2023, and whereas educating and informing the public about rail safety, reminding the public that railroad right-of-ways are private property, enhancing public awareness of the dangers associated with highway rail grade crossings, ensuring pedestrians and motorists are looking and listening while near railways and obeying the established traffic laws, we will reduce the number of avoidable fatalities and injuries caused by incidents involving trains and citizens. And whereas the International Association of Chiefs of Police, National Operation of Lifesaver, Inc., United States Department of Transportation, and all local, state, county, and railroad law enforcement officers, first responders, and railroad corporations commit to partnering together in an effort to educate at a national level all aspects of railroad safety, to enforce applicable laws in support of National C-Trax Think Trains Week. Therefore, I, Brad Bleichner, Mayor of Independence, Iowa, do hereby attest my full support proclaiming September 23 to 29, 2024 National C-Trax Think Train Week, and I encourage all citizens to recognize the importance of rail safety education. And I have signed that. The second proclamation that we have is the Poppy Proclamation. Whereas America is the land of freedom preserved and protected willingly and freely by citizen soldiers, whereas millions have answered the call to arms and have died on the field of battle, whereas a nation at peace must be reminded of the price of war and the debt owed to those who have died in war, whereas the red poppy has been designated a symbol of sacrifice of lives in all wars, and whereas the VFW Ladies Auxiliary Post 2440 has pledged to remind America annually of the debt through the distribution of the memorial flower. Therefore, I, Brad Bleichner, Mayor of Independence, Buchanan County, Iowa, do hereby proclaim the 23rd and 24th of August 2024 as Poppy Days, and ask that all citizens pay tribute to those that have made the ultimate sacrifice in the name of freedom by wearing or displaying the memorial poppy on these days. Do I do this? Read that part too? Okay. So in witness thereof, I hereby set my hand and cause to be fixed the official seal of Independence, Buchanan County, Iowa, this 12th day of August 2024, and I've signed that. Next, we move to the consent agenda. I need a motion to accept and approve the consent agenda that approves the following: the minutes of the July 22nd, 2024 regular meeting, the minutes of the August 5, 2024 work session special meeting, and the Independence Brewbecue Special Class C retail alcohol license application effective August 23, 2024 through August 27, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 6-0. Next, we move to the financials. I need a motion to approve the claims for payment.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
I had a question, though.
Yes.
Some of these figures, for example, intercog dues, since this is the beginning of the fiscal year, we're starting to see dues taken out and stuff, so that's why some of them are larger.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, consent agenda, I had a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 6-0. Next, we move to the revenues and expenses to date. That's information only. Anybody have any questions with regard to that? Hearing none, we move to item 9, which is the fiscal year 2024 outstanding debt obligation report. Again, this is for information only. That was good information, I thought. Does anybody have any questions about it? Hearing none, we'll move to item number 10, which is I need a motion to set a public hearing for August the 26th, 2024 at 5 o'clock p.m. for consideration of an ordinance amending water and sewer rate charges within Section 1.15 Fines and Fee Schedule of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Independence, Iowa.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. This is a roll call vote.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Next, we move to item number 11. I need a motion to approve the first reading of an ordinance amending the provisions pertaining to Section 50.08 Adult Establishment. Keeping in mind, these are the ones that the legislature has passed, and we're passing our ordinances in order to be compliant with what the state has. So first, I need that motion.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion with regard to that amendment?
Once the state passes legislation like this, the cities and counties, no other entity below them has the authority over to change anything, do they? I mean,
That's correct.
state supersedes county and city,
Always, yes.
federal supersedes state.
Correct. Correct. There's no further discussion. That would be a roll call vote then.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin.
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Hannah.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Next, I need a motion to suspend the statutory rule requiring an ordinance to be considered and voted on for passage at 2 council meetings prior to the meeting at which it is finally passed. Do I have that motion?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion with regard to that? Hearing none, that would be a roll call vote as well.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Next, I need a motion to have this ordinance, which amends the provisions pertaining to Section 50.08 Adult Establishment, placed on its final passage for adoption pursuant to Iowa Code Section 380.3, and to authorize the mayor to sign the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Again, this is a roll call vote.
O'Laughlin.
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Next, we move to item number 12. Again, this is a legislative code amendment. I need a motion to approve the first reading of an ordinance amending the provisions pertaining to Section 502, which deals with bonds.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. This is the publication of bonds, and it also allows for the insurance policy to cover the bonds. So it's the city officials is what this bonding is for. Okay, any discussion with regard to that? I have a motion and a second, right? Okay. Okay, hearing none, what's this roll call vote?
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin.
Yes.
Is that it? Passes 6-0. Next, I need a motion to suspend the statutory rule requiring that an ordinance be considered and voted on for passage at 2 council meetings prior to the meeting at which it is finally passed. Do I
So
have,
moved.
I have a motion and a second?
I only have a Moore.
Second.
I have a motion and a second now. Okay, that would be a roll call vote again.
Weber,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Then, having suspended the statutory rule, I need a motion to have this ordinance, which amends the provisions pertaining to Section 502 bonds, placed in its final passage for adoption pursuant to Iowa Code Section 380.3, and to authorize the mayor to sign the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Next, move to item number 13. Again, this is the 24 Legislative Code Amendment. I need a motion to approve the first reading of an ordinance amending the provisions pertaining to Section 5.06, which is electronic meetings. Do I have that motion?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. If there's no discussion, we'll move to a roll call vote.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Hannah.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Next, I need a motion to suspend the statutory rule requiring an ordinance be considered and voted on for passage at 2 council meetings prior to the meeting at which it's finally passed. Do I have that motion?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Again, this is a roll call vote.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Anna,
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
It passes 6-0. Next, I need a motion to have this ordinance, which amends the provisions pertaining to Section 5.06 electronic meetings, placed in its final passage for adoption pursuant to Iowa Code Section 380.3, and to authorize the mayor to sign the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote,
Is
please.
this,
Yes.
is this just the final vote for the same ordinance that we voted on previously?
Yes. This is to approve the,
So this would be the third reading for,
yes, effectively, this is the third reading because because the second and third have been suspended to allow us to do this at this time, so we don't have to have it done at further meetings.
It's a process. It's a lot.
So this would be a roll call vote then.
O'Laughlin,
yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Anna,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Next, we move to item number 14. I need a motion to approve the first reading of an ordinance. Again, this is the 2024 Legislative Code Amendment. Motion to approve the first reading of an ordinance amending the provisions of Section 35.14, Fire Officials Authority.
So moved.
Second.
A motion is second. This allows the fire chief to issue violations with respect to this, is it Chapter 10,
It's section 3514.
3514? Okay, do I have that motion?
I have a motion.
Oh, yeah, motion, and I get a second already? Okay.
Already have it.
Thank you. Then this will be a roll call vote.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Anna,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Next, we would like a motion to suspend the statutory rule requiring an ordinance to be considered and voted on for passage at 2 council meetings prior to the meeting at which it's finally passed. Do I have that motion?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. That would be a roll call vote.
Weber,
Yes.
Anna,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Now that we've got the suspension of the statutory rule, I need a motion to have this ordinance, which amends the provisions pertaining to Section 35.14 Fire Officials Authority, placed on for final passage for adoption pursuant to Iowa Code Section 380.3, and to authorize the mayor to sign the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. I need a roll call vote, please.
So much for
Anna?
home rule.
Yeah, I know, seriously.
Anna.
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Next, we move to item number 16.
15.
I'm sorry, what?
15.
Did I miss 15?
Bottom pages.
Sorry.
We're yesing it. We're yesing.
Yeah, no kidding.
I need a motion to approve the first reading of an ordinance amending the provisions pertaining to Section 7.054, which is fiscal management.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Again, this is a roll call vote.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Anna.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Next, I need a motion to suspend the statutory rule requiring an ordinance to be considered and voted on passage at 2 council meetings prior to the meeting in which it's finally passed.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Again, that's a roll call vote.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Now that it's been suspended, the statutory rule's been suspended, I need a motion to have this ordinance, which amends the provisions pertaining to Section 7.054, fiscal management, placed for final passage for adoption pursuant to Iowa Code Section 380.3, and to authorize the mayor to sign the ordinance.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. That's a roll call vote again.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader.
Yes.
Now I can go to 16, good. This is the 2024 Legislative Code Amendment. I need a motion to approve the first reading of an ordinance amending the provisions pertaining to Section 60.02, pedestrians right-of-way. Do I have that
So
motion?
moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. This will be a roll call vote again.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Anna,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Next, entertain a motion to suspend the statutory rule requiring that an ordinance be considered and voted on for passage at 2 council meetings prior to the meeting at which it is finally passed. Do I have that motion?
So moved. Second.
I'm sorry, second?
Yes.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Again, this is a roll call vote.
Weber,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
Now that we've suspended the statutory rule, I need a motion to have this ordinance which amends the provisions pertaining to Section 60.02 pedestrians right-of-way placed on its final passage for adoption pursuant to Iowa Code Section 380.3 and to authorize the mayor to sign the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Again, that's a roll call vote.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Okay, next we move to item number 17. I think we're getting closer to the end of these.
An auctioneer.
Next, I need a motion to approve the first reading of an ordinance amending the provisions pertaining to Section 18.03, publication of minutes.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. This is a roll call vote.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Hannah.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Next, I'll entertain a motion to suspend the statutory rule requiring an ordinance to be considered and voted on for passage at 2 council meetings prior to the meeting at which it is finally passed. Do I have that motion?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Again, a roll call vote.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Now that we've suspended the statutory rule, I need a motion to have this ordinance, which amends provisions pertaining to Section 18.03, publication of minutes, placed for its final passage for adoption pursuant to Iowa Code Section 380.3, and to authorize the mayor to sign the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Again, this is a roll call vote.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Crusader.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Next, we move to item number 18. This is the last of the 2024 Legislative Code amendments. I need a motion to approve the first reading of an ordinance amending the provisions pertaining to Section 136.04, sidewalk liability.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. This will be a roll call vote.
Is this just on, if somebody falls on your sidewalk or something, that sort of liability? Or is it where people can't park on the sidewalk?
It doesn't have anything to do with parking.
It's just
cities used
the
to be
liability
able-
of it?
Yeah, cities used to be able to transition that liability to the property owner. If they had not maintained their sidewalk, then they were liable for somebody tripping and falling. Now, thanks to the Supreme Court, you can no longer do that.
It's on the city,
It's on the city.
but the property owner's got to prepare it.
Do I have a motion?
I have a motion. and a
Okay,
second.
this will be a roll call vote then.
Jensen.
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Next, I'll entertain a motion to suspend the statutory rule requiring an ordinance to be considered and voted on for passage at 2 council meetings prior to the meeting at which it is finally passed. Do I have that motion?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. This is a roll call vote.
Weber,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Next, since the statutory rule's been suspended, I'll entertain a motion to have this ordinance, which amends the provisions pertaining to Section 136.04 sidewalk liability, placed in its final passage for adoption pursuant to Iowa Code Section 380.3, and to authorize the mayor to sign the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Okay, now that we're done with that part,
Take a breather.
we'll move to item number 19. I need a motion to approve and authorize, the mayor to sign a resolution accepting and approving the preliminary plat of MBH Addition within 2 miles of the city limits of the city of Independence, Iowa. First, I need the motion.
So moved.
Second.
We discussed this briefly, I believe, because this deals with the subdivision, and it,
At the golf course.
We didn't discuss it, but
oh,
What would you like to know about Sam Callahan?
No, I don't know Sam Callahan.
Nothing.
This is at the intersection of Golf Course Boulevard and 218th Street. It sits on the northeast quadrant of that intersection. It's a single piece of property right now that has 2 residential homes already constructed on it. They've been there for a number of years. And this plat is to divide that up into 3 parcels. Each house would be on its own parcel, and then there would be a remaining 3rd parcel for future development. There will need to be several agreements, which they'll work through as they move through this process related to the driveway, for example, and maintenance of that. They share a well between the 2 of them, and then they also share, the septic systems are separate for the 2 homes, but the leach fields are both on one of the properties. So there's agreements that have to be worked out. We do have a representative from the engineer here if you'd like to ask questions. And then Matt, of course, is here as well from zoning.
I'm not sure exactly where this is, even though I looked at all the pictures.
So 218th and Golf Course Boulevard. So when you're headed towards Denali's, it's going to be that first right-hand turn. That's a gravel road there.
Kathy's Cakes.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's in that area, on that side?
Yeah.
Oh, it's that property, okay. Okay, because there is 2 houses there, yes. Okay, thank you.
I believe
I wasn't sure which side of the street.
Finn Holt is the property owner's
Correct,
name?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any further discussion with regard to this?
Our old kitchen cupboards.
Hearing none, this will be a roll call vote.
And planning and zoning, okay, that's,
They recommended
Zoning, sorry.
approval. Yep. And there'll be a final plat coming through at the next meeting. This is just the preliminary.
Moore,
Yes.
Versater,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes,
Weber,
Yes.
Hannah.
yes.
Passes 6-0. Next, we move to item number 20, is a motion to approve and authorize the mayor to sign the attached resolution which outlines the changes to longevity.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we had a discussion about this at our work session. Is there any further discussion that's necessary at this time?
I'm glad it's finally done. It's the cleanest way to take care of seniority and pay, and
It makes it a lot more transparent.
it does.
It's easier for the employees to see
Yeah.
exactly what's going on.
Yep.
It's easier for us to calculate it per pay period as well.
Yes. And for
Okay.
budgeting, too.
Do I have a motion in a second? Okay, this will be a roll call vote then.
Versater,
Yes.
O'Laughlin.
Yes.
Jensen.
yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Hannah.
Yes,
Moore.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Next, I need a motion to authorize the city manager and the mayor to move forward with the signing of documentation relating to a letter of understanding with Teamsters Local 238 to implement these changes to longevity.
and they're all for it, right?
They're currently getting $10 a month less than what this will be, so yeah, they seem to be in favor of it.
I needed the motion first.
So moved.
Second,
Okay,
This is the police department.
Correct.
Correct? Thank you.
Yes.
It's
Just
the police
for
department's the only union we have in the organization now, so.
and any further, did we discuss the fact that we needed this? Probably not, because I can't remember whether we did or not, but we needed to finalize that before.
We didn't discuss it.
I don't think we discussed it at the work session.
it was brought up that it was
I brought it
favorable.
up if we would need to do something. with
It was
the
brought
union.
up. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, great. So this would be a roll call vote then.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes,
Moore,
Yes.
Versater.
Yes.
Okay, that passes 6-0. Next, we move to item number 22. I need a motion to approve and authorize the city manager to sign the attached contract amendment number 1. This is dealing with wastewater plant design contract.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion with regard to this? Hearing none, this will be a roll call vote as well.
Jensen,
Yes,
Weber,
Yes.
Hannah,
yes,
Moore,
Yes.
Versater,
Yes.
O'Laughlin.
Yes.
Passes 6-0. That would bring us to reports. Brett, do you have anything this time?
I have nothing, Mayor.
Okay. Deb? Talk a little bit about what's going on at the cemetery, if you don't mind.
sure. Every other Saturday, pretty much, we have a meeting out there, and then we do a cleaning session, and Bob Beatty was at our last one. So the memorial part, where the flagpole is at, we're gonna put rock in that. The price of rock, or even getting pea gravel, I think is what he wants to put in there, is not really available price-wise or something at this time, so probably kill the weeds at the end of the year and then get the rock down, and hopefully have it done before Memorial Day next week, next year. So when we have our service out there, it'll be all great and wonderful. 2 people from our group went to a training in Marion to learn how to repair stones. And so we've paid to have one stone repaired from storm, and then another stone we picked just to have him repair it. Our group is going to be able to fix those. They did a really nice job. It was 2 pieces. They dug up the base and set it. A little more work on that stone to do. But I think there's another person and I are going to try to get out there every day and get a few done. It really doesn't take too long. She's got a tractor available to dig the base up that won't do any damage to the land around there. So we had cleaning crews out there this week. Anybody in town can go clean. All you have to do is pick a kid up at the armory down by the campground and have somebody show you 10 minutes to how to clean a stone properly. And you can get these kits, go clean, take the kits back. And then we're going to have maps that we're going to map it all out of which stones have been cleaned. So a lot of work to be done out there, digging up a lot of stones. I know Bob talked to you about getting us a weed eater.
We haven't talked very much about it.
Okay, well, it was just Saturday. But I take mine out just about every day. It's just got 2 batteries. The batteries last about a half hour. We'd eat it for about an hour a day, and I hit mostly the military ones because my thought is that they're pretty brittle, and with the battery one, we're not going to ding the stones up where a gas one could possibly do that. And so Bob said that maybe with the cemetery funds or something, we'd get one. I was thinking wait till next year because I couldn't get the price I wanted on one. I tried to dicker a little bit, but didn't get nowhere. So there's just all kinds of things that can be done out there. Today I went out and around a couple trees, cut down like 4 feet of all this crap that needs to be cut down. And you go out there and there's just tons of work to see. So if you don't want to repair stones, you can clean or whatever if you want to do, but we need to get the workers out there.
By the way, your Facebook posts were amazing, showing the difference between it.
Did you see the big stone?
Yes, yes.
20 hours of work on that.
It really looked great. It really looked great.
And then there's one directly behind it I did too, and I don't know why, but that one wasn't as bad, didn't take near the hours, but
Yeah, the
some of
process
you
down.
can, some of you can clean like, I'll try to pick a section that you're kind of all together, so I might do as many 4 or 5 or something like that at a time, because once you spray the D2, which is the National Arlington Cemeteries guidelines, that's why we're using this expensive D2, and that's got set for 15 minutes, and that's how I got into weed eating. It's like if you're out there for 15 minutes, it's eternity when there's no one else there. So you can weed eat, or you can, another thing I've been doing is digging up staircases. We got all these staircases out there, and I've dug 3 of them up, and I think they've all got names on the step, but you can't see it. So
Sure.
just to bring that out, I mean, there's just all kinds of things. And hopefully the light plant gets out there soon to cut down. We have 15 trees marked to cut down. There is a gal and I are going to go out Saturday with a chainsaw and cut down branches that we can reach off the back of a truck or something. So just need the workers, that's what we need.
Great. Thanks for that. Ralph, you have something?
Nothing at this time, except for, can I be excused
Absolutely.
for another meeting?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Brian,
Nothing for myself there, thank you.
Mike?
I wondered how the progress is going on the house up in the northeast that we acquired.
812. So we're going through we got to go through remediation on it. And once we get that done, then we'll be able to demo it. We're getting closer, but it's a long process.
And did we find much of the asbestos in there, or?
So we think, well, what they found, or what they said, they found asbestos in was some roofing tar, I think around the chimney. There was some roofing tar that had some asbestos in it, and then some of the linoleum stuff, tile, the old, which that routinely has that in it.
Yeah.
So, but we do need to go through and I think Matt had some recent conversations with the, I don't know if it's DNR or the Iowa organization that oversees that. It was Iowa
I found
OSHA.
out that the Iowa Department of Natural Resources, they exclude whole home demolition when a public entity is doing it, like us. Then I found out later on that OSHA is another governing organization. So DNR protects the environment, OSHA's protecting the workers. So really, we thought that we could just have our crew demolish it and just be done with it. that was not true. So we're going through the steps right now, RFP.
We can have our crew do it, but we have to remediate the asbestos first.
Yeah, our crew's going to demolish the house after we do abatement too.
Okay.
Otherwise, we have to have certified workers to take the
Right.
asbestos piece out.
Sure.
So we're going through the RFP process to get the asbestos abated, and then we'll have our crew go in and demolish the house and outbuildings and clean it up.
Mike, we talked about this at the meeting that you were out of town for, whatever, and the cost of this is not significant, not expected to be significant. It's just the two areas that have it are not areas that are, you'd have to disturb it in order to create any type of problem, but you're going to disturb it when you start tearing it out.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So we do need to do something about it.
sounds good.
Hey, Matt, Beans up there, I got a question for you. Beans, they're over, the old food pantry, you guys all know, is now a pop redemption center. So that's going. And then next door, Zach Osborne bought it and is doing amazing things with the property that he owns, he's worked hard all weekend over there with cleaners getting up. Are we going to continue down that block to get that done?
We're trying, we're talking about some kind of vacant properties on down the way.
Semi.
Semi.
Working with that a little bit there. So Osborne's property, kind of, part of that, I would say.
Half, he's got his, looks like he went down, right down the property line and he's got it cleaned right up to the property line. And then the rest is the Huskies.
Yep.
And it's just a mess.
I mean, everything takes time, so, but that.
And then, we
is
got the
my
chiropractor on the end, and he's all cleaned up, and, if you got people coming in and out of your business, I'm sorry, but that's not what you want to see,
Oh, I agree.
It's all but Main Street, it's a block off Main Street,
See, that's where we'll put the parking ramp, Deb.
parking ramp for,
Yeah, downtown.
well, if we had the money.
Mike,
Yeah.
anything else, Mike?
Congratulations to the chamber on a successful Friday night, Meet Me on Main. Were very nice. A lot of people enjoyed.
Catherine?
Yeah, I have nothing. I was just going to thank Deb, and I know Ralph has been involved and anybody else that's been involved. It's just been nice to see all those pictures on Facebook of how improved the cemetery is.
What a transition.
I know, it looks very nice. Even driving by, you can start to
Yeah.
see a difference just from the road.
Sounds good.
Very good.
Okay, I don't have anything. Matt?
The only thing I have is a reminder for the council. Blake sent out the Fire Station Site Selection Committee meeting for August 29th at 6 o'clock. It'll be here at the chamber, in the chambers. And I've got Deb, Brett, and Brian for the 3 council members on that. So
I won't put it on my calendar.
for the 3 of you, please remember that that's when it's going to be. That's all I've got.
Blake's picking me up, so.
Perfect.
Other department heads, you don't have anything? Okay. Then I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Stand adjourned.